most walleye techniques, when you're fishing bottom bouncers and spinners, boat control is real important. And we've got several factors that are kind of complicating things here. You know, when you're pulling a spinner, obviously one of the things you got to do is keep that blade turning. That's what attracts the fish in. First of all, we're fishing offshore reefs that are very, very rocky. So we've got to have some boat control that not only keeps the right speed to turn the blade going, but we got to try and make sure we stay nice and consistent. Because if we surge and pause and stop and go, what'll happen a lot of times is maybe the bottom bouncer will fall over, get stuck in a rock. Or maybe the spinner will stop spinning, it'll sink to the bottom, and the hooks will get snagged in a rock. So we've got to keep this nice steady pull going at about 0.8 to 1 miles an hour. So what we're using today, since we've got a fair amount of wind, is we're just using that wind to our advantage. We're going to drift with the wind. If it gets to be real windy out, then we employ a drift sock. Drift sock is simply going to slow us down, plus it's going to smooth out those waves a little bit. If the wind dies down a little, we'll pull in the drift sock and we'll just drift with it. If it would die down even more, I just use my trolling motor to cover the depths I want. Now the other thing that I'm trying to do is I'm not going to just aimlessly drift over the top of these reefs. Well, we're finding most of the fish is right along the edges. So in combination with my depth finder and my map, I can move myself along these edges. So what's interesting is with my trolling motor, a lot of times I'm pushing my boat straight backwards to get us out a little bit deeper, or if we get out too deep, I'm pulling us straight forward. So the wind is what's giving us our spinner speed, my trolling motor is what's giving us our depth control. You put it all together and you got good boat control on a day when things can be a little bit tough.